Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to do a tour of my Cornwell power cart. This is my main cart I use for doing what I do, which is building these barn and shed hauling trailers. They're they're basically the transformer of the trailer world. They dump, they extend, they have wheels that pick up the trailer and move it side to side. They have crazy tails on them, all sorts of stuff. So I use mostly standard, which you'll see when it comes to my sockets. And before that, I had a US General 5-bank, which I really enjoyed. Nothing wrong with this cart at all, just outgrew it. Now it is the welding cart, holds clamps, squares, all that kind of stuff, fabrication related things, chisels, squares, more squares, gloves. So that is what that cart has become. Great cart, would highly recommend it. I reinforced the table with 1/4-inch plate because I was setting like whole Honda engines on it when I was using it. But over here we got the Cornwell cart, and this is now my main service cart with all my mechanic tools in it. So I will give a tour of this. On top here we got just a nice little work area just for putting nuts and bolts and parts and stuff while I'm working. I keep a grip mat up here. It's like a silicone parts tray. Works pretty good, just for keeping things sorted. Got this little bit holder. This is like what a framer would keep in their tool belt. It's magnetic, so it holds your bits in so they don't fall out, and it's got some storage in the bottom too, but I keep it up here for holding bits. Cup holder from Harbor Freight. Got a Streamlight Strion LED. I like this light just because it always stays plugged in there, so whenever I need it, it's ready. It's not the most bright, but it is handy because I know it'll always be charged and ready to go. On the side here, I got some just some random assortment of things, just whatever. And this is the tool hanger system by Toolbox widget. It's kind of a modular system that uses these pegs, and they kind of push in and then twist. So that's been pretty nice so far. Pretty strong magnets on that. Got some paper towels and some pry bars. At the time when I needed pry bars, Channel Lock had just started making the USA made ones. So I picked up these, and I have liked them so far, no problem. Striking cap and all that. It's just a 3-piece set, but that's all I need. I also got these little, I don't know what these are called, but they're the adjusting heads, so you can, change the angle of them. Those are pretty handy. I got a bigger one on this side that I use a lot. I think it's also Carlisle brand. On this side, we got some more parts trays, these little silicone pop-up ones. These are just like Amazon special. They work really good though. No complaints out of those. The magnets aren't super strong, but they work good for what I do. Just some 1/2-inch extensions and spray bottle with some degreaser in it. Now up top, this is what a lot of people like to see, is the sockets. I run mostly Milwaukee. That's what I first bought when I started when I was 16. Just, wrenching on my own vehicles and whatever, was these guys here, the square sockets. A lot of people don't like these, and there's a lot of people who do like them. I definitely like them. A lot of people think that the square design is kind of a gimmick, and I disagree. I've put a wrench on it one time, and I did not see it to be that useful. Maybe your circumstance it might be, but I really like it because when I'm working on these surfaces up here and I'm setting sockets everywhere and whatnot, I can just set it however I want, and it's not going to roll away, which is nice. So I can just set it wherever, don't have to worry about it. So I definitely do like those for that reason. And they have held up really well. I mean, you can see this is probably the most abused one in here, the 3/4. I've screwed up the chrome, entirely my fault, but these got used with an impact for probably a couple of years before I got some impact sockets, and I've never broken one, never cracked one. They've done really well, so I would recommend those. I got the 1/4-inch drive in metric and standard as well. And then I got these just recently, and they've been really good so far. I've abused them pretty well. The Milwaukee hex drive sockets. I think they look pretty nice, and they have a lifetime warranty. And I've always had really good luck with Milwaukee's warranty. I've had to warranty some shockwave sockets, or one, and some power tools and stuff, and I have a Napa that's local, so whenever something breaks, I just take it to them, they give me a new one. Got bigger shockwave sockets. Once again, I just went with these because I like to keep everything Milwaukee, and I really do like the big stamping on them. If I didn't have Milwaukee, I'd probably go with like Gray Pneumatic or even Harbor Freight. I've heard you can't really go wrong with impact sockets. They're all kind of the same. But yeah, I got the full standard set of impact sockets, deep and shallow. Also have 3/8, which these are recent because I wanted to stop beating up those so much. Once again, these are really nice and easy to read. Nice thick sockets. So I've been enjoying those. Of course, haven't had any problems. I have broken one of these. It was entirely my fault. It was really stupid. I was using an 1 1/8 on 1 1/16 lug nuts for about 8 months before I realized that was the wrong size. And when I realized that the socket had already cracked right here, it was still working just fine, but it was just cracked. So took it, gave me a new one. Took about 10 minutes so to run to the store and get it. But yeah, so use the right size on lug nuts. I got these Icon swivel sockets. These have been pretty good so far. I haven't got to use them a ton, so I can't give a really good review on them, but as much as I have used them, I mean, they've done fine. They're just 3/8 drive, so I don't really see myself breaking them. Could be wrong, but I ink filled them just so they're a little easier to read. But I got those on some magnetic rails, deep and shallow, or no, sorry, not deep and shallow, standard and metric. Yeah, so that's it for most of the sockets. I keep a random SK ratchet back here. This is one of my dad's. I really like it. It's cool. It's an old USA made one. I don't use it pretty much ever, but I think it's a really nice ratchet. Got some adapters, swivels, broken bolt removers, triple squares, and then just long extensions, Harbor Freight. I do use the really long one quite often, and it's of course done just fine. And then on the side here, I keep most of my ratchets. It goes from small to big. So we got 1/4 inch drive, standard, 1/4 inch flex head, which I've gotten to use. This is new, but I've been using it, and it's been doing really good. Stubby 3/8 Carlisle, standard 3/8 Milwaukee. This is probably my daily driver here, the 12 inch long 3/8 flex head, the locking. I love the locking mechanism. It's super easy, and it's very positive when it locks in. I mean, it clicks in real nice. Haven't had any problems. I put a cheater bar on this one quite a few times and never had an issue out of it. Super smooth, 90 tooth. So I have enjoyed those. 1/2 inch standard. This one's fairly new. I wanted a longer ratchet, so I got the 1/2 inch drive, 18 inch long flex head. This one's been, of course, pretty good so far. Once again, also 90 tooth. Pretty smooth. Got a 2-foot cheater bar back there, just a Milwaukee one. And then this is one of my newest additions, and I've been loving this thing. It's a wrench extender by a Capri. I do really like Capri. That was something else, is that if I didn't get Milwaukee chrome sockets or even impacts, I also probably would have gone with Capri. They have really good prices, good warranty, and I love their trays that they come with. But anyway, this is the one Capri tool I own, and it's been pretty good so far. It's the wrench handle. It definitely works. I've broken one wrench with it, but yeah, this is super handy for when I'm trying to get hydraulic fittings really tight, like big ones, and you can only fit a wrench on some of those hydraulic fittings, so that's real handy. But that does it for most of the top here. Other than that, I just got some random extensions and random hex sockets and stuff like that, so nothing too crazy. But those are the sockets. Now this is a lot of people's favorite drawer here. This is the main reason I wanted this cart, was this drawer. And this is the money drawer here. Got all the Milwaukee. I'm sure you can tell by now, I'm a Milwaukee fan. This is classic. I think this was actually my first Milwaukee power tool. This is kind of what got me hooked on Milwaukee, was the 1/2 inch impact. I know they got a new one out now, a little shorter, more powerful, but I will use this thing till it dies. I love this thing. This is probably the most used, is my 3/8 stubby. I think a lot of people love this guy. You can see it's well used, and it has been awesome. I think I've taken it apart once just to clean out dust and stuff. It took me like 5 minutes just to pull apart, you know, the screws and just clean it, and it's still super smooth and does really good. 1/4-inch hex, this is nice. It has a lot less power, which I actually prefer for doing some things. That way I don't break stuff. This is the drill, hammer drill as well, M12. I have M18 in both of these, but for mechanicking I prefer the M12s. And then this is a fairly new addition. This is real handy. A little belt sander, or what do they call it? A band file. This thing is great. I use it for grinding off paint to get to ground, to make like a ground, or to whenever I'm using chain, I'll use it to grind the rivets off the chain. So I can just come here and grind those off and then just beat the chain off. Works really well for that. And right below that, I got a lot of batteries, so just, you know, M12, or sorry, not M12s, high output 12 amps, 5s, and just whatever, just batteries. This is a little screwdriver. This is the gyroscopic screwdriver from DeWalt. This thing is actually really nice. It just works based on how you twist it. That's really nice for doing a lot of electrical when I'm working in junction boxes and stuff. Just got some test lights, OBD2 readers, Fluke voltmeter, multimeter. That's been really good. And just some random lights, little headlamp. And also got a Milwaukee, what is this? The Rover light, the rechargeable one. That one's pretty good too. Down here, got some more stuff. This is probably one of my favorites, most used. It's a high-speed 3/8 Milwaukee ratchet. Love this thing. It's just nice for assembling stuff because it's fast. And then I got the long neck 3/8 high torque. This one's also really good. No complaints out of it. I've used this thing like a hammer a ton, and it's been great. Got one of those multi-tools, oscillating multi-tools, and a die grinder, M12 die grinder. I just keep a sanding pad in it for now. Have a little torch here I use as well, just for shrink wrap and stuff like that. It's been pretty good. Burns-O-Matic. Got a bigger Milwaukee light and the chargers down there. And then this, if you're ever looking for a super badass soldering iron, this is a American Beauty is the brand, and it's a 300 watt soldering iron. It is fantastic because I have to solder tons of connections, and it takes like 10 minutes to get hot, but once you unplug it, it'll stay hot for like 20 minutes. It's great if you have like a high quantity of soldering to do. Would definitely recommend that if you're looking for a big soldering iron. There's the power drawer. We just got the top drawer, just kind of whatever, junk. This is that broken wrench I was talking about, that wrench extender, but I got just chisels, random pens and paint markers, lots of random bits, shrink wrap. These are Wera Hex Drive Plus Allen keys. These have been fantastic. I mostly use the 5 30-seconds here, and I have put quite a bit of torque on those that otherwise would break, like Bond disc keys and stuff, and it is not even twisted, not broke, nothing. Also got the Torx keys as well. Really like those, color coded as well. If you're into that kind of stuff, makes it easy to see. Random tackle box of electrical connectors, some random picks and files and all that stuff that I got in a Toolbox widget here. This is my plier drawer and screwdrivers. I keep them in one drawer. Got wire strippers, crimpers, cutters. Most of my stuff is Knipex. I think most people know by now that Knipex is basically the best. I like the push button style. They got that other style. It's like the Half Moon. Or I don't really care for that style. I've used them. I like the push button style. And I also don't like comfort grips just because I have smaller hands. So these dipped grips fit a lot better in my hands personally. But I got Cobras, plier wrenches. These are fantastic. If you have never seen these, they're parallel jaw pliers. These are great, especially for like hydraulics and stuff, because they kind of like, they're almost ratcheting sort of. You can kind of go like this really quick with them. Some just needle nose pliers. These are pretty handy. These are double jointed pliers by Crescent. These are awesome for when I'm stringing wires through tubes and I need to get back in there and grab the wire. Just some other random pliers, scissors. These are probably my most used right here. These little flush cutters. These take a beating and they have not gone dull at all. Highly recommend these. I got Milwaukee USA screwdrivers. When I heard they were making USA stuff, I went and picked up a set because I didn't really have a set of good screwdrivers yet, and they've been really good so far. The grips they're fine. I mean, they're nothing crazy. They're comfortable, but what I do really like is the etched tips. If I can get it to show up there, they got like the laser etched or however they do that. Super good, especially on the Phillips. You really notice it. So I got full set of screwdrivers, well, not a full set, but a pretty good set of screwdrivers. And then I also have some specialty ones and 1/4 inch nut driver or hex driver, and then some precision small screwdrivers. Also got these stubby channel lock USAs that I use once in a while. This is the Ergo Strip by Nipex. It's for like stripping jackets off cables. It works pretty good. It's kind of a funky looking tool. I thought it was kind of weird at first, but it does work really well. We also got some oil filter wrenches, impact driver, smack it, breaks the loose, 10 snips, and then Deutsch connector crimpers. You got to have those if you're doing Deutsch connectors. It works way better than everything else. And you can see I got most of the stuff set up with the Toolbox widget. Really love Toolbox widget stuff. That's all the Toolbox widget I have in here is very recent. I was using just kind of your standard plier racks before. I love these. They're super nice, and you can slam drawers, open drawers, and everything stays really well put. As I say that, those fall over. But yeah, no, they work really good, especially for, normal size pliers. If you have some big oil filter pliers, I mean, if you're being crazy, they might fall over, but you can see here they really shine in the wrench drawer. That's where these things are awesome. Here's my wrenches. I got, once again, I'm sure you could guess, Milwaukee. These are pretty good. I like them because they're very comfortable to use. They got a thick spine but a thin center, so if you're really pushing on them, they're very comfortable. The teeth, they definitely work for gripping, but I don't like them for a lot of the stuff I do, because if I'm working on hydraulic fittings, they'll tear up the fittings. So I have to be careful sometimes using those on like new assembly. But they do work very good if you're trying to get old stuff off. But I got metric here, and you can see they're all labeled. Missing wrench indicator. Thought that was a gimmick at first, but it is pretty nice. All the way up to 1 inch, and then the metric up to 22 millimeter. Got some bigger DeWalt wrenches here, just 1.5 inches and 7/16. Craftsman USA crow's feet, which I do use for hydraulics a lot. Once again, a lot of this stuff is just, I have it because it's good with hydraulics. These are Sunex offset wrenches. These are probably my most used, just because of this right here, the offset, and they're also smooth, so they don't tear stuff up. I broke the 3/4 inch with that wrench extender, which I was kind of bummed about. So I got on Sunex's page, submitted a warranty claim. All I had to do was just take a picture of the broken tool, and I had the new wrench in like, I think 2 or 3 days, which was awesome. I mean, it's super fast. It took me 3 minutes to do it on the website, and they had it here super fast. So Sunex warranty, definitely good. And if I wouldn't have put that wrench thing on there and given it all the beans, I mean, these things are pretty great, especially for the price. They're a very good price. So I got all those in metric and standard, just some adjustable wrenches and brake line wrenches. And down here I got some other wrenches I couldn't fit, just stubbies. These are also Sunex. I don't use them much, but when you need them, you definitely need them. precision torque screwdriver set, fish tape, other junk. This is a hydraulic cable end crimper, so you just sit there and pump it and it will crimp like copper cable ends. I got some hammers in here. I don't know if any of you recognize this, but that's an Alex steel hammer. Love this thing. Had that for 6 years now. And a big old crescent wrench. And then the bottom's just kind of whatever. Lots of fluids that I use. Multiple sizes of zip ties. That's a riv nut tool and just some other stuff, torch and whatnot. But that is the majority of everything I use on my day-to-day for building these trailers. I know there's a lot of things missing that a normal technician who works on vehicles would use. But I don't use much other than just kind of standard wrenches and sockets and pliers. So it's kind of nice because I don't need a lot. But yeah, these are the kind of the trailers I built here. They're barn shed hauling trailers like I was talking about earlier. They got all sorts of crazy stuff to them. Wheels that pick up the trailer, move it sideways and whatnot. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. First time doing a video like this, so sorry if anything was done poorly or the audio's bad or whatnot. Just wanted to put this out there because I enjoy watching other people's tours. If you have any questions or anything you want to comment, I like talking about tools, so leave it down in the comments. And if you ever want to see my other box, just leave a comment. I can do a tour on that one. There's not a whole lot in that one. It's just kind of overflow. But yeah, thank you for watching.